Welcome to the video lecture on microcontroller and embedded systems lab. Today we will discuss program number 8. This program is to count the number of ones and zeros present in two consecutive memory locations. So that is two 32-bit numbers are stored in two consecutive memory locations, and you have to fetch those two words and count the number of words, count the number of zeros and ones present in these two uh, words. That is, for example, if you consider these are the two numbers, okay, hexadecimal numbers, that is 3 and 2 are the hexadecimal numbers stored in two consecutive memory locations. Here, this is a 32-bit representation using binary here. So binary representation, this is a binary representation of second number. You can see here number of ones in this 2 and number of zeros 30. In the second number, number of ones is 1 and number of zeros 31. Okay, and this is the hexadecimal representation. Here 61 is equal to 3D in hexadecimal. So therefore the final output of our program is 3 and 3D. What is 3? 3 is the number of ones present in both the numbers, both the input numbers, and 3D is the number of zeros present in the two input numbers. Here we use different counters here. Okay. Here, since there are two memory locations, we have to fetch the data one by one. For that, we use the counter 7, R7, counter R7, and it is initialized with 02 because there are only two 32-bit words here. And we count the number of ones and store it in register R2. Similarly, we store the number of zeros in R3. Okay, so therefore R2 acts as number of ones counter and R3 acts as number of zeros counter here. Number of zeros counter. So this is a loop counter. And how you perform the counting of words? Before that, we'll see how these two numbers are stored in the memory. So this is a memory layout. Here, the first number is this, that is 00000003, and this is the second number. So they occupy 4 bytes. So we use R6 as a memory pointer in our program. And how do you count the number of ones and zeros? Let us take an example here. So we use this instruction in our program. So what is how the operation of this instruction is? See, we perform the rotation here. Rotation, that is rotate the content of R0 right by one position. Okay, that is you have to rotate this number right by one position. After the rotation, what happens? The most significant bit goes to carry flag. Okay. Now, if carry flag is 1 now, if carry flag is 1 after the rotation, we have to increment the number of ones counter. That is, we have to increment register R2. Or if carry flag is 0 after the rotation, increment number of zeros counter, that is R3. So either you have to increment R2 or R3 depending on the status of carry flag. Okay, but how many times you have to perform this? You have to perform 32 times. For one data, for one 32-bit word, we have to rotate 32-bit times. Why? Because there are 32-bit data, binary bits in this. So you have to perform the rotation 32 times. So you have to do it in a loop. You have to put that in a loop. So therefore, that loop counter uh, should be initialized with 32. So R1 is a loop counter here for the rotation. Okay, for the rotation. Now let us see the program here. Let us see the program. So as I mentioned earlier, area, entry, start, code, read only, DCD, end, all are assembler directives. And 10, this 10 is a name given to this code. Okay. So let us see the working of this instruction. So here, as I said, initially we use two counters, that is R2 and R3. R2 is a number of ones counter and R3 is the number of zeros counter. So both are initialized with 0 initially. Then R7 is a loop counter. It should be initialized with 2. It should be initialized with 2. That is R2 loop counter, because there are 2 here, 2 words. So it is initialized with 2. Then our memory pointer is R6. So copy the starting address of the array into R6. So array is value here. So array has two numbers. Both are input numbers, this 3 and 2. So R6 is a memory pointer here. See, R1 is another counter. R1 is another counter. Which is that counter? This counter, loop counter, here used for rotation. It should be initialized with 32. So therefore here move R1 comma hash 32. So here we are initializing R1 with 32. So it acts as a rotation counter. Now again, what I am doing here, as I explained in earlier program, load, LDR is load register R0, load register R0 with the content of this memory location, R6, where R6 is pointing. That is nothing but this one. See, R6 is pointing here, its content. This is the content, the first number, first input number is copied into where? It is copied into R0. R0. Now, and after copying, you increment the pointer by 4. This is forced increment here. Increment the pointer by 4. Why 4? Because it has to point your R0 here, not R0, R6. R6 should point to R6 should point to so R6 should point to this memory location for the second number. Okay, so that is why you have to increment by 4. So once we fetch the first word here, it is available in R0, you perform this rotation. As I explained earlier, rotate right by 1 position the content of R0. Then store the content, that is after the rotation, the content of R0 is stored back to R0 here. Here BHI is a conditional branch instruction. What I am doing here is BHI means be high. What is the meaning of be high? After the rotation of this, if carry flag is set, what is the meaning of that? The bit is 1. So if the bit is 1, we have to increment number of ones counter. Which is number of ones counter? R2 here. See, this is R2. So R2 is incremented by 1. Okay, its initial value is 0, so it's incremented by 1. Okay. Then if this is not high, if this is not high, that means not high means the carry flag is 0. If carry flag is 0. If carry flag is 0 means the bit is 0. Then we have to increment the number of zeros counter. So which is number of zeros counter? It is R3 here. Okay, increment R3. So after the increment of R3, we don't have to increment this one, this part here. Okay, this that is this add instruction should not be executed. Any one of these should be executed. Okay, so therefore we are using an unconditional branch here. Skip. What is the meaning of skip? Skip this instruction. So skip this and go to here. Then here what I am doing is, here I am decrementing R1. What is R1? R1 is this 32. The R1 is having 32. That is the rotation counter here. Rotation counter. So we have done with the first bit. So decrement its value by 1. It becomes 31. So R1 is not equal to 0 because after subtract instruction, you don't have to do comparison because this instruction itself will modify the flag, because this yes indicates that the flags are modified after the execution of this. So therefore after the decrement, okay, if R1 is not equal to 0, if R1 is not equal to 0, that means 0 flag is not set. If 0 flag is not set, go to loop 0. Loop 0 is here. Okay, again rotate for the second bit. Okay, check whether it is 1 or 0. If it is 1, increment 1's counter here. Okay, if it is 0, increment 0's counter. Okay, then come here again, decrement this R1, that is rotation counter. So if not equal to 0, so we go back to the loop 0. So this loop 0 will execute how many times? This loop 0 will execute 32 times here. 32 times for the first data. For the first data. Okay, or the first word. Then again comes out from this loop. Here what happens is R7. What is R7? R7 is the words counter. So there are two words. We have done with the first word. So decrement R7 by 1. Okay, check whether R7 is 0 or not. If it is not 0, that means R7 is not equal to 0, go to loop. Go back to loop here. This is a loop. Here again R1 is initialized with the 32. Why? Because you have to perform the rotation again for the second data, second word. Now what I am doing here, where R6 is pointing? R6 is pointing to the second word here. R6 is pointing to second word because after fetching the first word, we have incremented the pointer. Here. Okay, that is why we are getting the second number here. So what this instruction will do? This instruction will fetch the second data from the memory location and load it into R0. And again perform the same thing here. What we are doing, rotate and check whether it is 1 or 0. Accordingly increment the counters, 0's counter or 1's counter. Then once R7 is 0, that means you have done with both the input numbers. Okay, then comes out from the loop, terminate the program. Okay, so here this is the input data, 3 and 2 are the input data. So at the end of the execution, where our output is present, our output is present in these two registers, R2 and R3. R2 contains number of ones, R3 contains the number of zeros. So in our example, R2 is equal to 3 and R3 will be equal to 3D hexadecimal, that is equal to 61 in decimal. Okay. Now let us execute the program using click on project, new microvision project. Okay, give a PROG 8, PROG 8 is the project number. PROG 8, the project number I am giving. Save it. Type LPC2148. Selecting the processor name LPC2148. Click on OK. Click on No. Then create new file. I already created. Just copy here. Save it. So I'll give a name pp8.asm is the extension. pp8.asm. Save it. Next, add, click on target, click on source group, right click on source group, add existing file, that is pp8, our file pp8.asm. Add, click on add, click on close. So our file is added here. Next, build target, go to project, click on build target. Here you can see no error, no warning. You can also use this button here. Okay, again there is no error, no warning. Next step is debug. Start debug. Okay, start debug. Click on OK. You can see here the contents of the register. Just scroll down. So content of the registers. Again go to debug. Run the program. Again go to debug. Stop it. Okay. So you can see now the content of R2 and R3 here. So as per our program, the number of ones present, number of ones counter is R2, number of zeros counter is R3. So R2 is 3 and R3 is 3D here. They are stored in the form of 32-bit. Okay, this is how we can see the output in registers. Here the output is stored in registers, not in the memory locations. Thank you.